The alarm goes off, and the first thing you do, you reach for your phone because it is right next to you. Then you check social media and respond to some emails while sitting on the toilet. I'm Dan, and today I'm going to explain the 4 quiet forces behind our everyday behavior. I'm using the example of morning routines for clarity, but these principles work everywhere else. So, let's dive in. Number 1 is friction. If you want to understand why the first thing you do is to reach for your phone, start with friction. The phone is right there, and it's fun. Consider the alternative, going for a run. You need to get your clothes, get dressed, and head out in the cold. So when you remove friction, the behavior is much more likely to happen. That's why, for example, preparing your running clothes the night before dramatically increases the likelihood of you going for a run. It works the other way too. If you don't want your day by checking your phone first, then perhaps charge it in a different room. That way, you need to make a journey in order to get there. Or, let's take another example. If you want to cut back on morning snacking, don't leave the biscuits on the counter. Hide them, or if you can, don't even buy them. More friction, less temptation. So, simply put, if you want a behavior to happen, remove friction. If you want a behavior not to take place, add friction, add barriers, so it's less likely to happen. Companies often use both sides of this principle against you. You can often sign up with 1 click, but to cancel, it takes over 20. This is also called the roach model. Easy in, hard out. Number 2, the environment. We like to think that we are free to choose, but the environment in which we are determines to a large extent what decisions we can choose from. Picture your home. If your living room is built around a TV and a comfortable sofa, it's likely that you will spend your evenings there. But if you have a pull-up bar at the doorway, it's much more likely that you're going to be doing some exercise. You can also think the people closest to you. What they do will largely determine the type of things you will do too. They like spending time in the pub, at the opera, or in nature. You will likely do the same. So your morning environment is very important too. What is next to you? Is it your phone? Or is it perhaps a notebook inviting you to do some journaling to begin your day? And what about the kitchen? What is the first thing that you see? Is it fruits and a glass of water? Or perhaps a less healthy alternative? And for the behavioral science geeks like me, if you want to dive into how environment shapes our choices, check out Sadi Lakhlou's installation theory. Or let me know in the comments if you would like me to create a separate video for that. Number 3, habit patterns. Indeed, we are creatures of habits. And one of the most reliable predictors of future behavior is past behavior. Think about your morning coffee. You don't debate it every morning, you just do it. Daniel Kahneman, Nobel Prize-winning behavioral economist, famously said, "Thinking is to humans as swimming is to cats. They can do it, but they prefer not to." Is this why I always order spicy salami pizza? Probably. And I'm sure you also have your go-to order. But in reality, we just don't have the cognitive bandwidth, time or effort to always weigh up the pros and cons of every decision. So we rely on strategies to help our decision making. And one of them is looking at past behavior. The idea is simple. If it worked in the past, it will likely work in the future as well. And trying something new always has a risk. So we just prefer what we know from the past. Am I going to try a different route to work? Absolutely not. I don't want to risk getting lost or being late at work, just for the sake of variety. This is great news for the habits that serves us, but bad news for the habits that undermines us. But for the unwanted ones, there is hope. There are predictable times when it's much easier to break them. For example, life events such as going to university, getting married, or having a child. Or annually recurring events such as the New Year's Eve or your birthday. They often have the tendency to fill us with motivation, so we can change for the better. Number 4, context. The most important of all is context. Behavioral sciences doesn't deal with universal truths. Context shapes everything. At home, you might scroll endlessly in bed. But on holiday, very different. You might just jump out of bed and go outside. When the context changes, so does your behavior. So if you are trying to change your own morning or influence somebody else's, always start with the context and then move on to the other points. So the next time when your alarm goes off, remember that you are following a script. Your morning, your life are very much shaped by these 4 forces: friction, environment, habit patterns, and context. But the good news is that the script is not final, and you are the author every single day. If you want to design better mornings or daily routines, then think about tweaking these 4 elements. It can take you much further than just relying on willpower or motivation. I have also put together a free guide on how you can use insights from the discipline for habit building or just in general in your life. You will find it in the description. And if you want more content like this in your feed, be sure to hit subscribe so you don't miss the next one. Stay curious and keep making your choices count. See you in the next one.